How was the trip?
I feel great. Easy trip coming on up. Guys are excited. Compared to a month ago, when people were throwing dirt on us, our guys are just thrilled to be practicing, having a chance to play for a championship. As coaches, you got to keep talking to them about it. I'm sure after that Wyoming game, a lot of them didn't believe, but we had a core group of seniors that didn't want to end it that way, and kind of willed our way to get there.
How do you stress the privilege of this opportunity? Because after that Wyoming game, I think a lot of people wrote you off.
Well, I don't know that you have to stress it with our players. A lot of guys were on this team last year, and things went a lot easier. We started out 10-0 and clinched it, and this year was clearly not that way, and so they appreciated every single win of the 6 we got. And the fact that we do have a chance to be here, they're just tickled pink and can't wait to play tomorrow.
Coach, you're obviously facing your biggest rival in Boise State, or one of your biggest rivals in Boise State. You had a very close game with them about a month and a half ago. Talk about the opportunity to play this team again for all the marbles.
Well, it's one thing to be able to play in the championship game. The fact that we get a chance to play up here in Boise against a really good Boise team really makes it even more for our players. We did come up here, a few weeks back, and at that point probably played as good of a game as we had played, for at least 3 quarters. We got in the fourth quarter, tie ball game, and they made some plays in the fourth quarter. A couple fourth down plays, we had a chance to get off the field, and they made some plays on their part, and then their defense stepped up, and we had converted some third and longs early in the game, and we did in the fourth quarter. So they've made the plays in the fourth quarter to get it done. Our guys realize that's football. If we can get that game back in the fourth quarter with a tie ball game or a one-score game either way, we're hoping to flip it.
When you look at that swing there late in the third quarter, early fourth quarter, you guys got the fumble recovery and then scored, I think, to tie it up. And I think it was a 17-play drive that they went down on. And
it was something. Might have been 18.
Yeah, had 2 fourth downs.
It felt like
couple
20
downs. And then they had the halfback pass or whatever to the quarterback. How big of a stretch was that, you think, for obviously in that game, but just for your team and when you look at what happened on that drive?
Obviously that drive was a turning point in the ball game. I think there was times within that drive, we got some third down stops. I thought Coach Harsin made a gutty call. We were about midfield. It was 4th and 2, I think. Mm-hmm. Ran a toss play, and we had a Jai in the backfield. But in one-on-one situation, he made the defender miss, and give him credit. He found a way to get it. And as a defense, when you don't stop someone on 4th down, it can be discouraging. You've got a chance to get off the field. It's like a turnover play, and you had a chance to turn them over, and give your offense the ball right there at midfield. We didn't do it. Then we get them down. We stop them on 3rd down and again on 4th down. And then they had a terrific play in the red zone that they executed well. We had a corner fire called. A lot of times you do that. They ran a outside zone and then reverse pass. The receiver, was it Hedrick that threw it? I forget.
I think Spurbeck.
Spurbeck. Okay, that's what it was. He did what you teach quarterbacks to do coming off of like a bootleg. Give ground and throw it, and he did it and did it perfectly. So I don't know if he played quarterback in high school before, but
yeah, he did.
Okay, no wonder. But he did a terrific job executing that play, and we didn't. So you give him credit, but that was a game unlike some of their games where we didn't compete very well. I thought we competed, gave ourselves an opportunity, but they made the plays to make the difference in the ball game. And we've grown. I know they've grown. They've gotten much better down the stretch, and we're hoping that our growth maybe can get us in that fourth quarter, and maybe we'll make those plays.
When you look at the first 3 games you guys played, I don't know how many of those games were scheduled before you took over, but when you look at that stretch and how hard of a start that was, the scores at least weren't that close at all in those 3 games.
Well,
how do you look at that, and maybe how you guys has it helped you all moving forward playing those kind of teams? Or?
Well, it helped us moving past those teams, not having to play them anymore. It was. If we played them with last year's team, when I thought we had a really good team last year, we might have still been 0-3. On those days, those teams, they're all top 25 teams. They all played really well against us, and we did not play well. Brought young teams out there and didn't perform. And that's on us as coaches, but we probably overscheduled that one a little bit. It's tough to recover from that. Just a psyche of a young player going out and getting their teeth kicked in is not fun. But we were able to rebound from that, and I think a little bit our players almost put it to the side saying, hey, those are 3 good teams. We don't have to play anymore, and let's move on and get into the conference, because our number one goal every year is winning this conference, and those things had nothing to do with it. We went on a 3-game run, had a tough game against San Diego State, which we were able to win at home, and our guys had a lot of confidence. But we're still, a young football team. We go on the road to UNLV, who had a couple weeks to get ready for us, and we didn't handle it. Our guys were thinking, hey, we beat San Diego State, we're going to win the division. Not to take anything away from UNLV, but we didn't play well at all. We got shut out in the first half, and miss an extra point. Game goes in overtime, and we lose in overtime. Those things happen. A week later, we come back to Boise, and our guys, rebounded. That's just kind of who we are. This yo-yo season, we're a team that has some talent to play with a team like Boise. If we're playing well, if we're not totally engaged, if we're sloppy in our execution, Edison High School could beat us. That's just who we are right now.
Yeah, I mean, how do you explain? I know the schedule has a lot to do with it. But how do you kind of explain the ups and down kind of roller coaster type season you've had?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I mean, we've talked as a coaching staff. I think a little bit of it is youth, not handling when we did have a little bit of success very well, and having to go back to work. The thing that I've been impressed with is our seniors. When we're 3-6, our backs are against the wall. Nobody thinks we're going to win one of the last 3 games, let alone all 3. We practiced as well as we practiced all year. We had great energy at practice. We thought coming off of Wyoming we might have to pull teeth to get guys going, and that wasn't the case.
Coach, is the fact that you guys can play spoiler for Boise State and ruin their chances to go to a big time bowl game, does that kind of motivate you guys more?
I don't know if it's that so much, because to be honest with you, I wish we could win this game and someone from our conference, because it's probably not going to be us, go to that thing. And I think it's good for the league, but it's more, accomplishing our goals. Our goal every year is win the Mountain West Conference Championship, and we've got an opportunity. As bad as things were early this year, we've got an opportunity. We had a terrific football game, I thought, a few weeks ago when we played them. Our guys are just looking for that opportunity again, and if we are, lucky enough to win, it's probably too bad for our conference. I imagine there's going to be 11 other schools not rooting for the Bulldogs. Maybe Marshall's out there rooting for us, but it is the way it is. But the whole spoiler thing, that's not part of the motivation. It's more, hey, let's go play for a ring.
For you last year, I mean, you guys were kind of in Boise State's position, having a chance to go to the BCS before that San Jose State loss. How much did it hurt you guys after?
Well, it hurt tremendously. Having that loss coming in, it was hard. Probably felt a lot like Marshall did, because they were right there, and their last game of the year before the conference championship, they lose to Western Kentucky. But our guys bounced back last year. That's the thing I've been impressed with. Last year's senior did a great job, and this year, both of them have some resilience. We had to make some personnel changes. We had to move some things around, and guys competed. And we were fortunate enough to beat a really good Utah State team last year. This year, in the middle of the year, we had to make some personnel changes. I mean, we've been doing it all year long, trying to find that right combination. Brian's been up and down, and he's been on and up the last 3 weeks, and we're hoping he can keep that string going, because 3 losses, 3 went. I guess he's due for not so good, but hopefully we can keep it going.
For you, is it more fun to be in that position to, where you could a win and you could get into that game, or is it more fun to have a chance to play a spoiler role?
No, I think obviously you'd love to be in a position where you win the football game and now you get a chance to play in one of those January 1st games. I mean, that's what you ultimately would like to do. We're obviously, because of what we did early in the year, not in that position. But the thing that our guys feel fortunate about, and as coaches we're just psyched about, is the fact we still get to compete for a championship. And the spoiler part we don't worry about. It's more, hey, let's go win this thing, because we got one shot. Let's take a rip at it.
Coach, if you win this thing, I mean, would that kind of make up for an up and down season if you guys were to finish a Mountain West champion?
Absolutely. I mean, to me, this game is about the redemption of this season, because again, as ugly as we looked, our number one goal is to win this conference championship, and it's within our grasp. Now, having said that, it's going to be a heck of a lot different than playing against Boise in their own backyard, where they've been 91-5 or whatever it's been, something crazy like that. But again, it's part of that challenge. Top 25 team. We haven't beaten one in about 20 games. Let's go. let's go.
Grant Hedrick's been kind of up and down this year. You caught him right shortly after the Air Force game. Now you're studying what he's done since then. What do you see out of him and sort of the development?
I
of
think
that guy?
he's played terrific down the stretch. In our game in particular, he hurt us early on with his legs, but he made some throws. And as you watch him after our game, I see him continuing to get, to improve. I think he was playing as good as any quarterback in our league down the stretch. We realize, this is a dual threat who's played a lot of football games now. I think that's the difference in their team from a year ago, when we played. You didn't have that heady of a guy that could run and do everything. He's really come on.
I know you had some pretty good things to say about Jay the other day, but you've seen a lot of running backs over the years. How good is he?
I think he's terrific. I won't say what people said when Derek was a junior, but anyways.
Hope he leaves.
No, I wouldn't. You said that, not me. But no, he's really come on. Early in the season he had some issues with ball security. It seems like he's taking care of that. And I looked at that game last week. Utah State's got a terrific run defense and do a great job. I know those coaches. Their plan was to stop Jay Ajayi, and they couldn't. And I talked to Matt Wells this week, and he said, if you can do it, good luck to you. That's just, this guy is that good, and he seems to be one of those back that gets stronger as the game goes on. He clearly did that against us. He broke his long one, in that fourth quarter where we had to, a 4-minute drive on their part where we got to get off the field and they got to try to get first downs, and he busted one on us. But that's him. He's a guy who can make guys miss one-on-one. He's going to run through tackles. He's got enough speed to take it to the house. So it's going to be a great challenge. Maybe he wakes up tomorrow and he's not feeling so good. I'm hoping just one day he can sit. But no, he's a terrific competitor, and our guys are looking forward to that challenge.
On your teleconference call earlier this week, you said you voted him as
Player of the Year. Absolutely. To me, it's the best player on the best team. Probably is most deserving of that award. I thought Derek was deserving of the award a year ago. And I think, we didn't play against Colorado State, so it's probably not fair. And it's not to disparage the selection, but in my opinion, because of what we saw, and his effect on games and winning the division, I think it was clear that he was the player of the year, in my opinion.
Yeah. Is it weird bringing your team back to a place that they were just 6 weeks ago or 7 weeks ago, whatever it was?
It is a little different. The fact that it's back here probably. I was trying to rack my brain the other day on if I've been on a team that's played someone twice. When I was at the Air Force Academy, we played Houston, and then we played them again in a bowl game. But two different sites. To come back here is probably even a little bit more surreal. But again, for our Red Wave fans, for our players, if we're able to win this game tomorrow, we'll do a little bit more to exercise some demons to actually do it here. We beat Boise a year ago at our place. It's the first win we've had against Boise in a long time. They've had a terrific record here, and if we can somehow find a way to get a win here, exercise a lot of demons.
You stay at the same hotel, doing the same stuff from last time you were here?
No, I don't think we are, actually. We wanted to, but I think the conference set all that stuff up. I haven't been to the hotel yet, but I don't think we're staying there.
You guys opened the season this year with USC, closed last year like Boise did the year before.
Yeah.
Was that more weird to do that?
That was a little bit different. Really, it's two different teams, but you're playing the same team, different coaching staffs. But it's like halftime, and then you're coming right back to play the second half. This, obviously, with games in between, is a little bit different. I'm just glad we don't have to play USC, this week again. They do a terrific job. They're very, very talented, as is Boise. But I think because of the way we competed the last time we were here, our guys at least mentally feel like we're gonna have a shot. So let's go let it rip.
Can you put your finger on why your team was so resilient down the stretch? One win could have cost you the opportunity to get here, but you string together the wins. Why so resilient?
I think we've got a terrific coaching staff. Those guys didn't allow our guys to feel sorry for themselves at the Wyoming game, and I think our seniors did a terrific job of buying in. They didn't want their legacy to be, going from a championship to not going to a bowl. And we knew that we had control over being bowl eligible. We didn't have any control over whether we were going to win our division. We got some luck there. And as we played in that San Jose State game, we finally had all three phases probably play as good as we played all year. And it started to click to our guys. and they saw that the potential. And we didn't play a great game by any stretch, but we approached what we were capable of doing, and each week we got better. And then the game in Reno, I think, really solidified it for our guys that to go on the road, play a team on their senior day, that had a terrific quarterback and they were on a roll, and managed to beat them in their yard.